I want to know if you really want to put women on, you want to hold women accountable, because this is an accountability show. If you want to hold women accountable, you got to go all the way, guys. You have to go all the way. You have to say, where did you come up with that? How did you get to that point? And by the way, asking it, making that question is all part of the productive side of things, right? It's the part that happens before the point of diminishing returns. Now, what happens right at that point is you have this exchange of ideas. And sometimes it happens faster, sometimes it happens slower, but you have this exchange of ideas, and a guy like me goes on Jedediah and starts talking about these things. And we have this back and forth, and you get to a point where that woman doesn't have any counter argument, or maybe it's something she's never really thought of, but it conflicts with the values thing that I was just talking about. It conflicts with the belief set. It conflicts with the opinions. It conflicts with the idea that this is the best practice. And so when you get to that point, and especially if the alcohol is flowing, but like, let's say there's no alcohol involved. Okay. When you get to that point and there is no counter argument, that's when you get who hurt you. That's when you get the reframe. And that's what this part right here is. Okay. That's the point of diminishing returns. When you hear who hurt you, when you hear, how was your childhood? Mommy didn't love you. What are you looking for? A mother or a wife? Or, we're equal partners. Like when you talk about that, you hold women to that point, say, look, we did not evolve as human beings, as the human animals, right? To have an egalitarian situation between men and women. Like I can make point after point after point as to why that's the case, because I can refer to like evo psych, sociology, anthropology. I can name lots and lots of things as to the reason. Like they're data points, they're correlates, and I can say, what do you think about this? Well, when you don't have an answer to that, that's when you get to who hurt you. That's when you get to reframing it from a rational argument in the productive side of things into an emotional argument, because it conflicts with those belief sets. It conflicts with all of that, the feel-good side of things. And that's when you get someone like, say, Michaela Peterson telling Myron and Fresh when, here's what, or not even Chris Williamson or whoever, saying, well, I talked to Rollo and we had a really good discussion and everything, but I didn't feel good after the discussion. Like, okay, that's not the point. I hope you didn't feel good. I hope it agitated you. Certainly you're, still mining that for, 30-second video clip gold, but that wasn't the point. The point was to get to a fact. Is this true or is this not true? It's not about whether I'm a good guy or a bad guy. And that's usually where people who want to come at me for a debate start. They don't want to talk about issues. They want to talk, if they want to decide or want to find out. Here's a debate to that mentality, to the believer set mentality is Rollo a good guy or is he a bad guy? Is he a hypocrite or is he not a hypocrite, right? Everyone is a hypocrite to some degree, or I could turn them into, reframe it to make that person look like they're a hypocrite. Cognitive dissonance. He even brought that up in that one clip in the beginning there. Well, that sounds like cognitive dissonance. And you'll notice, in fact, I'll back it up just a touch here. When he talks about like, should a man spin plates and have non-exclusive sex because he wants to increase his notch count? And I'm like, that's not what that says. That's not at all what that says. But that's the position that he starts from, because if I say it's trying to put you on what's called the horns of a dilemma, right? You're fucked if you are and you're fucked if you aren't. If you say yes, you're fucked. You say no, you're fucked. That was what that was intended to do, because it's like, oh, well, you're a hypocrite if you say one or the other. Well, then I guess you're not really a Christian because you really think that God should just fuck anything on two legs. Oh, I guess you are a Christian, so you can't actually be red pill. And so why aren't you advocating for, good, honest American apple pie monogamy and nuclear family, marriage? All right, so that's essentially it was a ham-fisted way of trying to do that, and it wasn't, because you don't know what you're talking about in the first place. So that's why I had to explain everything. And people wonder why, like, Rollo takes a long time to really describe these things, and he seems like it's, he's Mr. Wizard and everything, and it hurts my head. It hurts my head, right? Well, that's why. It is an order of I forget who said this. It is an order of magnitude greater to refute bullshit than it is to create bullshit. And in this day and age, it has never been easier to create bullshit on the fly and to make it 30. We live in TL. We live in the ain't nobody got time for that. And everybody who's building a brand knows this.